towards the southern Gaza Strip as Israel presses on in its offensive. The United Nations now estimates that nearly 1 million people currently live in the Gaza governorate, which includes Gaza City and its surrounding areas in the north as well. Let's in fact listen in to what some of the Palestinians had to say on being.
النزوح في حد ذاته جريمة كبرى غير جريمة القتل. النزوح يعني تشريد في الشارع. يعني هاي أكبر دليل إنه إحنا قاعدين في الشارع العام تحت القذائف. النزوح في حد ذاته جريمة كبرى غير جريمة القتل. النزوح يعني تشريد في الشارع. يعني هاي أكبر دليل إنه إحنا قاعدين في الشارع العام تحت القذائف وتحت.
You've just heard a Palestinian narrate his ordeal of being displaced from his home. Meanwhile, Israel's finance minister Bezalel Smotrich has now called on the government to begin annexing parts of the Gaza Strip if Hamas refuses to lay down its weapons. Let's listen in to what he said at a press conference in Jerusalem.
ועכשיו אנחנו בעצם מתחילים לגבות מחמאס מחיר טעות או התבצרות בטעות ככל שנמשכת המלחמה וחמאס לא נכנע ולא משיב את החטופים. אגב, בעיניי זה מנוף הלחץ הגדול ביותר על חמאס לכניעה ולהשבת כל החטופים. כל שבוע שחולף שחמאס גורר אותנו למלחמה ולא נכנע, אנחנו מספחים עוד שטח מהרצועה. תראו איך זה נראה קודם, סוגרים מים, סוגרים חשמל, סוגרים הכל. בשלב הזה, אחרי שהעברנו גם את כולם לדרום למורג, יש רק מחבלי חמאס בכל יתר הרצועה, שכמו שאמרתי, או ייכנעו או ימותו ברעב ובצמא. הדבר הזה חוקי לחלוטין, לגיטימי לחלוטין, שהוא מדובר במחבלי חמאס ורק בהם.
Meanwhile, Smotrich also urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to adopt his plan in full and instruct the Israeli Defense Forces to implement it, stating that Hamas must be militarily defeated and economically suffocated to achieve complete victory in the Gaza Strip by the year's end. Still with us on the broadcast is Shruti Das Gupta, International Affairs expert from New Delhi. We've heard the Israeli finance minister now calling for the annexation of the Gaza Strip in its entirety. Israel claims that its goal is to ensure the purge of Hamas. But we've seen in recent days a lot of pressure, whether internationally or even at the domestic front, where the families of hostages are now coming out against Netanyahu's offensive, stating that the lives of the hostages will be in further danger as well. Do you think Netanyahu will buckle to the pressure, or will he continue his offensive?
In my particular opinion, the offensive is not going to stop, because that has been at the core of Netanyahu's war with Gaza, that Hamas needs to go. They have tried before the optics of placing the hostage interests ahead of the Hamas attack, but it doesn't really come through on ground. Every time Israel attacks, every forced stoppage of aid or restriction of access to outside bodies to Gaza is done by Israel. They are condemning the, now I think about 18 odd left alive hostages, and of the total 50 that are supposed to be under Hamas. Hamas on its own, of course, is not going to stop. It is their entire mouse trap that they have laid out. They have helped that the cheese in this ugly mouse trap are the hostages and their bodies. By doing this, they are creating unrest inside Israel, forcing Netanyahu and his regime, which is the coalition government, to face public pressure, and the opposition is gaining voice when they say that we want the hostages back. But on the other side, the right-wingers that are completely in support of Netanyahu are urging Israel to continue its offensive. And I believe Smotrich also said that a complete takeover of Gaza is possible within 3 to 4 months if every week, if the deadline is met and the Hamas does not surrender, give over hostages, they take on a new slice of the Gaza City. So this is completely not going to stop. It is going to continue. It is going to happen. And Hamas, of course, are in the tunnels and in an urban warfare phenomena where you cannot distinguish who is a Hamas operative and who is a Gazan citizen. They are winning the narrative war, and they're forcing Israel to invest more deeply into this war, politically as well as militarily.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us live this morning, sharing your